Okay, so chapter 10 test review, starting with number 1. Looking to name a radius. Name a radius. So remember, a radius must start at the center of the circle and go to a point on the circle. A is our center. So we could have two possible answers for a radius. I could say AB, or I could have said AD. You just needed one of them. Okay. Chord. A chord, remember there's two possible answers for the chord in this case. Remember, a chord just connects 2 points of the circle. It is a segment. So I could say HC, or I could say technically DB is also a chord. A DB is a special type of chord, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Tangents just touch the circle. They meet at a point. They touch it at one point. All right, so you could say a lot of different combinations here. I could say GE, I could say GF, or EG or FG, or I could say FE. As long as these are lines, there have arrows going infinitely in both directions. Okay, a secant sees through the circle, so I could say HC with arrows on either end. And lastly, I said DB was a special type of chord because DB goes through the center. It is technically a diameter. Remember, diameters cut a circle in half. 8 says tell whether AB is tangent to the circle. In order it to be tangent, this would need to be a right angle. So I have to use the Pythagorean theorem to test to see if it's a right angle. Whoops. 13 is my C because it is my longest side. 5 squared I know is 25. 11 squared is 121. And 13 squared is 169. Add these two, I get 146. Does not equal 169. So this would be a no. Number 9, the C would be 10 since it's our biggest number. It's our longest side. 6 squared plus 8 squared equals 10 squared. 6 squared is 36 plus 64. Does that equal 100? This one checks out, so this would be a yes. So if a question like 8 or 9 came up on your assessment, this is the type of work we would need to see. All right, it would at least need to see your setup for sure. All right, and maybe at least that part as well. Okay, for my class, that is. All right, let's look at number 10. 10, B and D are points of tangency. These two segments both start at point A, so that makes these two segments the same. So I would set these equal. 5x plus 30 equals 3x plus 90. Subtract 30. Subtract 3x. I get 2x equals 60. So x equals 30. Again, same idea. Both start at the same external point. They both start at A, so they are the same. They're equal. X squared minus 6x equals 2x plus 48. Subtract the 2x over. Okay, I have to factor because I only have x squared on one side. All right, and I have an x in my problem. X squared minus 8x minus 48 equals 0. When I think the factors of negative 48, they'll add to give me negative 8. Factors of negative 48, I get 12, negative 12 and positive 4, which would give me x equals 12 and x equals negative 4. They actually both check out, so both x values work. If I plug the negative 4 in, I'll get 40 for both. So they both check out. Okay. All right, these are more segments in a circle. This was, these are our power theorems. These were on our quiz. Okay, part times part equals part times part. It's a chord. 6 goes with the x, 9 goes with the 4. 6x equals 36, x equals 6. Secant. 10 goes with the x, 9 goes with the 21. 10 times 10 plus x equals 9 times 9 plus 21, or some people might write it as 9 times 30. So I get 100 plus 10x equals, 9 times 30. 270. 10x equals 170. X equals 17. All right, 14, I got a tangent secant. So 45 is by itself, which means it has to be multiplied by itself. 27 is attached to the x, so that means I have to write it attached to the x. 45 squared is a big number, 2025. 27 squared is also a big number, 729 plus 27x. 2025 minus 729. 1296 equals 27x. X equals 48. Next one, I get x squared. X is by itself, so it's got to stay by itself. X squared equals 4 times 9. 4 times 9 is 36. Square root both sides. X equals 6. Last one, the number 16 is similar to number 13. Okay. Secant. These go together. X times x plus 5 equals, these go together. 6 times 6 plus 8. Okay, so this distribute, I get x squared plus 5x equals, this is just 6 times 14. Which is 84. X squared plus 5x minus 84 equals 0. So I get x plus two numbers that multiply to negative 84 and add to 5, 12, and 7. So x equals 7 and x equals negative 12. Toss out the negative, keep the 7. We are done. That was fun. Adios.